That's the policy of the U.S. is the government, not the American people. You don't have free speech in America. You're not going to have private property either. Maybe next week, maybe 2 years from now. But, I mean, it's coming to that flashpoint.
Good evening, folks. This is Flashpoint Radio. I am your host, Jay-Z. It is Tuesday, September 4th, 2012. Thank you for joining me. Well, it's been a few days since I filed a report. In fact, well over a week. I apologize for the gap. No, I was not disappeared under the National Defense Authorization Act for being a terrorist. And I have not gone off the grid, although every day I inch one step closer to taking that plunge and either leaving the country or at least unplugging from this matrix we find ourselves living in. The truth is, I believe all of these things. I know that a collapse is coming. A correction in the economic markets is coming. And with that will come social unrest. Therefore, I have to focus on preparing myself and my new family. I suggest you do the same. Use myself or other alternative news sources to do that preparation. But please, find out what's going on. Find out what is the truth. And then prepare for what is coming. We're going to get right into the news this evening, though, with some stories that I wish we didn't have to go over. Ron Paul will be on Jay Leno tonight, but since no one decided to take the plunge and destroy the two-party system, here are three stories which will dominate the political headlines for the rest of the year, or at least until November. From the Washington Wire, Wall Street Journal, Obama attacked over party platform on Jerusalem. Seems as though Barack Obama and the Democrats have decided not to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. It is not internationally recognized as the capital of Israel. Tel Aviv is the financial capital, but they have taken it out of their party platform. So, another left-right paradigm issue to keep you busy. Along with this, exclusive, Democrats drop God from party platform from CBN.com. Guess what? God's name has been removed from the Democratic National Committee platform. While I agree that God was integral in the founding of this nation and God was with our founders while this nation was founded, this is a nation governed by the people. The government derives its power from the people, not from God. We should recognize God personally. We should not look to our government to do that recognition for us. Just another issue to keep us divided. Left, right. God, no God. I hate God, I love God. Creation, evolution. Do you understand? They're keeping you occupied with things that don't actually matter governmentally. Personally, they may be huge to you and huge to me. God is a big part of my life. I just don't feel my government should get involved in my God. And finally, Democratic platform endorses taxpayer-funded abortions from the Weekly Standard. So yes, three stories that will dominate politics this fall. Israel, God, and abortion. All three of which are inconsequential considering the true problems facing our nation, which are things like this, as well from the Weekly Standard. $16,015,769,788,215.80. That is the total public outstanding debt. The first time in American history the debt has eclipsed the $16 trillion mark. $5.4 trillion were added under Obama. So yes, what should we be worrying about? The exploding national debt. The national deficit, the fact that we're financing our entire government on debt. That's what's important. I'm sorry, it's not abortion. It's not keeping God in the Constitution. It is definitely not Israel. It is our debt, because we can't protect the unborn, we can't protect our allies, and we can't protect our freedom of religion if we're broke. And both parties are taking us down the same path. One wants to do it slow, one wants to do it fast. Either way, we're heading for default. How about reading a little bit of Peter Schiff? How about listening to Peter Schiff? How about reading anything outside of the Wall Street Journal and CNBC when it comes to the economy. We have this, though, from the New York Times, 16 trillion, highest national debt ever, and now this. To back democracy, U.S. prepares to cut $1 billion from Egypt's debt. Yes, nearly 16 months after first pledging to help Egypt's failing economy, the Obama administration is nearing an agreement with the country's new government to relieve $1 billion of its debt as part of an American and international assistance package intended to bolster its transition to democracy, administration officials said. In addition to the debt assistance, the administration has thrown its support behind a $4.8 billion loan being negotiated between Egypt and the IMF. So yes, our country throwing billions of dollars at Egypt, a country that is, well, in the midst of turmoil, to put it lightly. So we're going to cut $1 billion from Egypt's international debt. How do you think our debt holders feel about that? Do you think China is going to cut $1 billion from our debt so we can cut $1 billion from Egypt's debt? No, I don't think so. We are writing off a country's debt by adding our own debt. Does that sound like sound politics? Does that sound like common sense? Does that sound like an economy that is sustainable? No, it's not. We're financing everything through debt. So it's all fake, funny money. Who cares? As long as China or Japan or the Federal Reserve, namely the private banks, as long as they don't come calling our debt, we'll be fine. But what happens if the holders of our debt call our bluff? They want to cash in. Well, things tend to collapse. And we either have hyperinflation, a true market correction, which would be the best way out of this, or we have war. I'm going to put my money on 1 or 3. War or hyperinflation. What do you think? Do you think we'll take the sane way out, or print fake dollars, or go to war? Republicans love war. Democrats love printing funny money. I'll say we'll go with one of these two, and we'll leave common sense to the libertarians and those that actually want a small government, a real small government. And now, finally, 3 stories unconnected to what we've covered so far, but I feel they are newsworthy. From the Financial Times, hackers embarrass Apple with data leak. The hacker group AntiSec, an offshoot of the Anonymous and LulzSec collectives, which last year targeted Sony, News International, and others in high-profile wave of attacks, said it has obtained the database of Apple device identifiers from an FBI agent's laptop. The FBI's long-running international investigation into Anonymous and his associates resulted in several arrests earlier this year. 12 million Apple IDs were said to be stolen from one FBI laptop. And, well, the hackers are claiming that they did this in order to shine a light on the fact that the FBI is spying on innocent citizens inside this country through their smartphones. Alex Jones has been telling you this since 1997. It's legal. It has precedence. It's in the laws. Don't be surprised. But of course, this Financial Times article goes on to say that it might not be true, and they may have done this just to get back at the FBI for arresting some of its cohorts. Who are you going to believe? That the FBI is tracking things on our cell phones, or that some hacker group hacked into the FBI to expose that? This day and age, I'm going with the hackers. Sorry, people. And then we have this from Kentucky. 92-year-old Verona man shoots intruder at home. Read this story, please. This 92-year-old World War II veteran shot and killed an intruder with a .22 caliber rifle. It's a great story of the Second Amendment actually working and private citizens protecting themselves and no need for the police to actually get involved. But what did the police do? Yes, they invaded the man's home, pointed guns at him, and ordered him to drop weapons and put his hands in the air in his own residence. Why? To protect himself from himself. And what else did they do? They confiscated his weapon. So he's no longer able to defend himself with a weapon from people that might be coming back for revenge. Gotta love our government, especially the law enforcement arm of it. They say, retreat, hide, call us. We'll get there to write a report. And finally, in health-related news from Yahoo News, and this has been in hundreds of other publications in the last 2 days, organic food no healthier than non-organic, study says. Study from Stanford University states that organic food is not healthier than non-organic food. But it does put the caveat in that says, well, non-organic food does have pesticides and herbicides and chemicals and hormones and GMOs that we don't really know what it's doing to you, but in regards to nutritional content, vitamins and minerals, non-organic is just as good as organic, which in some senses is true. Our soil is depleted of almost all its minerals and nutrients. Therefore, yes, organic food can lack those vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that our body needs to heal itself. But non-organic food, just as healthy as organic food, you've got to be crazy to think that eating food that has Roundup built into it is healthier than eating something grown in your own backyard. This, I believe, as Alex Jones stated today, will become a talking point moving forward. And this will be the new health directive, that organic food is no longer healthier. Because why? People are choosing organic food. And Alex Jones said it today, we're facing a tipping point. And when more people demand organic food than non-organic food, the price of organic food goes down because of competition, which in my mind is a good thing. But in our government's mind, organic farmers aren't sending billions of dollars to congressmen and senators. No, organic farmers are worried about farming and providing the best product for consumers. So watch this story going forward. Watch the organic, non-organic battle play itself out. I wouldn't be surprised if this finds its way into the political arena as well. I can't imagine, with all the elections coming up, that Monsanto and Cargill and all the other GMO-producing companies aren't going to be throwing billions of dollars at both presidential candidates in order to get their policies enacted. They don't care about you. They care about their profits. I have nothing wrong with profits. I'm a capitalist. I just believe in an open, free market capitalism, and not what we have right now, which is crony capitalism. So while one side holds what we have up as capitalism, and the other side attacks it as capitalism, both of them are wrong. It's not capitalism. Capitalism is good. Capitalism breeds prosperity, but only under true market conditions. I think it comes from the fact that the state of California is on the precipice of banning GMOs. And if a state as large as California bans GMOs, well, the food manufacturers basically have to stop producing GMOs because California is quite a large consumer to their products. So yes, this will be the new narrative. That healthier is unhealthy. That organic is not safe. Up is down. Left is right. 2 + 2 = 5. It's good to be back. I hope to see you again soon. Jay-Z signing off for Flashpoint Radio saying God bless and keep your eyes to the sky.